Hello, hello, and welcome back to the vlog. Okay, today is the start of my, I know I said it's the end of last vlog, but the fucking fridge is gonna keep going on behind me. I don't know what to tell you. Today is the start of my 38-week update, bump date vlog. I'm actually 38 weeks tomorrow, but just like the 36-week one, because I kind of am doing these every other week now. I have physical therapy today. Tomorrow is the actual 38 weeks official. Today, 38-week physical therapy. So let me get myself some food because I gotta leave here in 10 minutes. I completely forgot to prep my oats. Actually, I remembered last night and I was like already in bed and I was like, well, it's not happening. So, cereal it is. Y'all already know. These are the best. And I didn't even know this, but I got the heart-shaped Cheerios this time. Come on. You look very handsome today. Kiss the vlog. I need the Tesla today. Fuck, is it charged enough for me to get to physical therapy?
When I went to McDonald's last night, it was like 22%.
Okay. Yeah, I'll probably just have to stop on my way back. This is still recording and I completely forgot. I'm just playing my phone. Anyway, yeah, what was I saying? I'm eating my Cheerios. You already knew that. I got my 6 dates. And I need to take my prenatals and my protein shake. Other than that, I was just looking at my calendar. I have one video left to edit. They finished shooting it yesterday. So today I was just about receiving and downloading and organizing footage and making proxy footage. But I'm not even sure when, I haven't even received any of those transfers yet because they just finished last night and Sierra says it's a lot of footage. So it's probably taking a long time. So I have a freer day than I thought today. I don't know what I'm gonna do. But either way, we're gonna start with physical therapy. It's just like I feel in different levels of pain. Okay. I would say the majority of my pain these days has been like physically in my bone. It's up here.
Oh, where the diastasis is?
It hasn't stopped hurting.
Yeah. Have you tried taping?
No, but I literally like, we had a long weekend and I sat on the couch and watched TV and I was literally like this whole weekend because it was hurting so bad.
So my guess is, especially with what we checked last time, where I think you are actively tearing as he's continuing to grow.
It really hurts.
Yeah. So just as much approximation as you can.
Okay.
Unfortunately, it's just baby getting bigger. And right there, he's gaining half a pound a week right now.
Yeah.
Aside from this guy, and it's like a ripping, burning. Yeah, it's just the rip. The good news is postpartum, that's going to cause less structural dysfunction in your lower back. The bad news is it's uncomfortable right now. How are the dates?
I'm eating dates.
I love dates.
I love dates.
Do you do dates with a little goat cheese inside?
That sounds amazing.
It's so
what?
It's so good.
Headed to the store. Well, I was folding clothes for like an hour. And like after that hour, my back spasmed for like 2.
Look at where he is.
Yeah.
And look at where you are.
Yeah.
Right? So all of this is hanging from right here.
Yeah.
Right?
I know it always feels so much better when that gets lifted.
Yeah. So even though we're not changing the weight, we're taking the weight from here to up here. Right? This is why for people who are really big early, I recommend not just the belly band, but the band with the suspenders, the really cute one.
Yeah.
But because it takes that weight into your shoulders even.
Right.
So, I mean, at 2 weeks to go, there's not really any reason to do that. Just listen to your body and give it the break that it needs. But yeah, he's actually still pretty high. The fact that I can get all the way here and I'm not even at your pubic bone yet.
Yeah.
Like, he's going to come way down here. But that's also probably why you're feeling so much pain up here, is because he is sitting so high and he's so far forward. So let's go hands and knees, and I want you to go kind of chest on the ball, so don't go full lumbar extension. And I want you to do a little dog waggle. So don't arch your back too much, just side to side waggles. Yep. And you can hold the ball or put your hands down wherever feels comfortable. Good. And do just a little bit of uterus hug. So hug from nice down low. There you go. Feel that gives you a little break?
Yeah.
Yeah. And now let's do a circle. So instead of just side to side, I want you to roll forward and back a little bit. So let your knees move and your pelvis move. So we're gonna lift, and then as you come down here, tuck under. Good. And then forward. Nice. How does that feel?
You know, it feels okay. Yeah, it feels good actually.
Yeah, so hopefully what we're doing is we're just taking the tension out of here. So when you have those 2-hour Braxton Hicks or back spasms from standing too much, we're just changing the pressure here. Instead of hanging down towards your thighs, we're hanging towards your belly button.
Okay.
To change how that round ligament is pulling on your spine.
You know what, that makes sense because I'm doing a lot of like child's poses when that happens.
When it hurts, yeah. Now go ahead and change direction. Reverse. and then tuck, 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 tuck. Yeah. So for you, that tuck is gonna really stretch here.
Yeah.
Well, undo some of your natural curve, right? So the only thing that changes this from a child's pose is you just have more space under here.
Yeah, it feels better.
Versus your thighs and everything. Yeah, good. So you can even do a modified child's pose if you want to just sit back in the child's pose here. Just with, but don't arch, tuck. Yeah, there you go. And just use the ball to kind of help push. Perfect. And just feel that open. So less rounding here. Can you shift your round and try and push here? Yeah, feel that difference? Kind of just stretching between these guys.
Yeah.
And then if Mario wants to help, he can either do the squeeze we did last time, or you can just roll out across your sacrum like that. These are the back versions of your pubic symphysis in front. These are your SI joints.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
There you go.
So that's why they're getting nice and loose, getting ready for delivery too.
Oh, my body is so weird.
Have you talked at all about breastfeeding?
No.
Okay. So I usually recommend 2. You said you have a boppy or a breast friend?
A boppy.
Boppies, I always recommend 2 because they're pretty flat, right? And you're tall, right? Mm-hmm. So we have to think about bringing baby to you. You don't come to baby.
Okay.
Right? What also helps is whatever position you're going to breastfeed in, if you decide to pump and do some like night bottle feeds or whatever, he should also bottle feed in the same position you're pumping in.
Just so that like he is used to it?
So that the baby's used to eating in one position. Like when I'm in this position, I'm eating.
Okay.
When I'm in this position, I'm sleeping. Right. But again, as many pillows as you can to support baby, so you can manipulate your breast and his head without having to also hold him and do 18 hands worth.
And not be like this.
And not be like this, yeah.
Okay.
And the less weight you have to hold while you're fine tuning,
right,
the better your neck and shoulders are going to do long term.
Okay.
So Boppy comes to the hospital.
Oh yeah, it's in my bag.
Beautiful. Is it packed already?
Uh-huh.
Just for funsies. We're just gonna test how you're doing.
Yeah.
Go ahead and stand up.
Oh my god, I went into physical therapy with a fresh battery because I know my battery died last time I was there, and I was like, now my battery will last the whole time, it'll be no problem. And I look over, it's not recording, and I'm like, what the fuck? My card was full. My card only fills up like once every 4 months, and I just didn't even think it was getting close, so I didn't think to check it. But anyway, I just went through and cleared my card, but I don't know where I stopped recording physical therapy. We did a little bit of stretching. We did a little bit of like, she wanted to like test my like hip muscles and my glute muscles and my transverse abdominal muscles. So we did a couple little like balance tests. We did some stretching. We talked actually a lot about supporting my neck and shoulders and strengthening my neck and shoulders for breastfeeding, which is wild because I'm not going to see her until I'm like a couple months, or not even a couple months. I think like 6 weeks postpartum. If my doctor clears me. So, she was like, the next big thing after you give birth is going to be neck and shoulder pain with holding the baby and breastfeeding the baby. And I was like, oh my God, I hadn't even thought about that. So we talked a lot about like support for breastfeeding, muscles in my back and my shoulders to now be mindful of. I basically have to stop thinking about my lower back, start thinking about my upper back after I give birth. So, and then she did like a hip release, and she like showed me or taught me about like all of the bands, the muscle bands in my hips, and which ones are working and which ones are going to need to be lengthened and stretched. And it was spicy. Her like doing an IT band release and like all of those muscle releases was very spicy, so they were very sore, and my hips are more swollen I think than I realized. It's probably a very good thing that she did all of that. And told me what to, like, some stretches to do after I give birth to, like, kind of lengthen and put all that stuff back together. But yeah, that's the last time I'm going to see her until there's a baby. And she was like, please tell me how your labor goes. And I was like, fuck yeah, because I would not have gotten through this pregnancy, the latter half of this pregnancy, without pelvic floor physical therapy. And the craziest thing about all of that is that, like, pelvic floor physical therapy is not, like, this was something that I went to on my own. My doctor did not tell me to go here. This was not covered by my insurance. This was not like referred to me by a physician. This was just something that I wanted to try and knew was and excited to help. And every pregnant person should, if they have the ability to go to a pelvic floor physical therapist, absolutely should. Honestly, start going before you're even pregnant, but start going as early into your pregnancy as possible, because I started going, I think, around 20 weeks, a little after 24 weeks maybe, and I wish I had gone a lot earlier, like a lot earlier. I went when I was already in an extraordinarily large amount of pain, and I just feel like, God, I would not have made it through. Anyway, if you're interested in my physical therapist, she's amazing. She's in Thousand Oaks, California, if you're in the area. But if you're not in the area or near the area like I am, I know they do virtual appointments and stuff, so I'm just going to put all of their information. I think all of their information is in every video where I go to the physical therapist office, but like definitely I'll put all of our information in the link, in the doobly-doo. You know what I'm talking about. Anyway, I feel so much better now. I feel so much more empowered too every time I go there. And, yeah, the baby hasn't dropped, and I was, you know, she thinks he's still kind of high up, which is why I'm still getting a lot of, like, this pain. My abs are still tearing, but she's like, you have a long torso, so he's not in your lungs. He hasn't dropped, so you're not feeling pelvic pressure or pain. Like, he's actually, you know, the baby is being quite nice to you in these last few weeks of pregnancy, and I was like, oh, that's nice. I can't believe some women would be in more pain than I am like that. Women are incredible. Just incredible human beings. Anyway, I'm actually sitting here charging my car because my car was almost dead when I left the house this morning. So, I have more than enough to continue on my trip, but I have doctor's appointments and shit tomorrow, so I'm just trying to charge up as much as possible. Yeah, I've already charged up 30%, and it only cost me $4. I fucking love the Tesla. I'll probably sit here for like another 5 minutes, and then I will go home and eat something. I don't know. We'll see. I'm back home. I just had lunch. I feel like I'm looking rough these days. No footage still has come through. So, I thought I'd show you guys. My aunt stopped by yesterday. I think I mentioned this in some previous video. Maybe a hospital bag, maybe? I can't remember. But she made, little treat bags. There's like a bunch of these. I think she made, let's see, 10 big and it looks like 8 small little goodie bags to hand out to nurses. That is just a little basket that she made. So I could just put them in our hospital room. And maybe the nurses will like me more if they get a little treat bag from me. She stopped by and dropped those off. She also dropped off, she had just come from San Diego, and a family friend of ours bought us these little hats. I'm obsessed with them, and these little gnome hats for the baby. And my grandma made us more blankets. So I have some laundry to do. I already had some baby blankets that people had gifted us from Mario's work that I needed to wash. So I'm just gonna do some baby laundry today while I wait for this footage. Yeah, I don't really know. Obviously I'm doing the dishes. Could take out the trash, but it is pouring rain again in Los Angeles. It's supposed to rain again. I think it keeps changing. Let's see what it says now. Just today. That's weird. Last time I checked, I thought it was gonna rain till Thursday. But just today is what my app says now. Good, I'm over it. Some of you guys were like, you hate the rain because you grew up in New England. And I'm like, yes, precisely. Exactly. That's why I hate the rain. Unless you love the rain, living somewhere where the weather is shitty all the time, like I used to, sucks. Now, someone else was like, but you guys, you lived in New Orleans. I'm surprised. That is a very good point. But the thing about the rain in New Orleans is that it's short-lived. It's like not an all-day thing. It's usually just like a quick afternoon shower. And also it stays hot. The rain does not really cool down the temperature. I am someone who prefers to be hot all the time. I would rather be way too hot than way too cold. That's one of the big reasons I love New Orleans. I also love humidity. I miss it all the time living here in California. But anyway, now I'm just rambling. What's new? So I'm gonna take some of this stuff upstairs, start some laundry for the baby stuff. I don't think I'm doing anything else today, really. I'm just waiting around for this footage. So, oh, here's my bump here. 38 weeks. 38 goddamn weeks. It's been a journey. Maybe I'll take a bath. I don't know. I thought I was gonna get some editing done today, but oh, you know what? I can start editing this. But yeah, my point is, I'll probably just catch up with you guys tomorrow. Tomorrow is the official 38 weeks. That's when Mario and I will go through the update on the phone, and we'll have our doctor's appointment, and we'll talk, and I'll have my NST, and we can talk way more about that. Oh, you know what? Before I forget, I'm gonna prep my oats. Prep my oats, do some baby laundry, take a bath. Can't complain these days, honestly. I mean, I can because everything hurts, but now that she's done that hip release and I'm feeling a little better, I don't know. I really can't complain these days. All right, I'll see you guys soon. Oh, hello. It's the next day. It's 9 a.m., but I just finished my 38-week appointment. It was the first appointment of the day, super early. It's early as we've ever had a doctor's appointment, so we were kind of rushing out of the house early this morning. But now I'm just sitting here on the streets because I'm in NST in an hour and a half. The hospital is right across from my OB's office, and there's like really no point in going home and then just having to turn around and come right back. So I'm just sitting here. 38-week appointment went well. I'm measuring right at 38 inches on my bump or whatever the fuck they're looking for there. 38 centimeters. Cannot be inches, right? That would be crazy. I did not sleep last night. I could have gotten up and showered earlier, but I didn't. So all I had time to do was shower this morning and get ready. So I have my breakfast. Oh my god, excuse me. I have my breakfast. I have my oatmeal. I have my Ripple, yeah, my protein shake. They didn't have any raspberries at the grocery store this week, so all that's in here is almonds and my dates. I chopped up some of my dates and they're in here. So I'm just gonna sit here, eat, put some YouTube on the Tesla, and I got an hour and a half to kill. So I'm gonna probably, there's like a coffee shop I think nearby that I can walk to. I used to work in the building that's like right near here, so I'm really familiar with this area. So yeah, I don't know, I'm just gonna be chilling on the street for a little while. Well, in my car on the street. I think I've said this before, but Mario usually takes the Tesla to work, so I think he watches YouTube on his lunch breaks, so it's logged into his YouTube, and look, I'm the first recommended video on his YouTube. Isn't he cute? He's such a fan. I just love him. That was such a non-point. Oh, a new Remy vlog. Oh my god. So many videos for me to watch right now. Okay, I'll be well entertained. Just got done with my NST and everything's great. Everything's good. Baby is having like the most active day of his little fetal life because he woke me up at like 4 o'clock this morning, literally trying to get out through my belly button. Limbs just like reaching towards my belly button like crazy. I kept trying to like calm him down. No. For 2 hours, it was like some of the most intense movement I felt in these last few weeks. And then he's kind of just been kicking around all morning, very active, which was good for the NST. Super active on the monitor. Got the whole thing done in 20 minutes. She comes in at the end. She kind of like speed walks in. She goes, "Are you okay?" And I was like, "Yeah." She goes, "You're contracting." And I was like, "Oh, no, I don't think so." And she goes, "Yeah, you're having contractions. I can see them on the monitor, see?" And she like pushes the monitor towards me. And you can see like there's like two things that they're measuring. They're measuring the baby's heartbeat and they're measuring my contractions. And you can see like the contraction line kind of moves a little bit when the baby moves just because he's moving my uterus around. But then there was like a very clear like, oh, contraction down. And she was like, "Oh, you're having another one right now." And she like touches my stomach and she was like, "Mm-hmm." And you can like see on the monitor, it's like goes up and then it goes down. And she goes, "You feel anything?" And I was like, "No, I can't say I felt anything." And she was like, "Oh, okay, well, you know, that happens." And then she was like, "Have you feel like you've had any contractions at home?" And I was like, I mean, I have Braxton Hicks contractions. She was like, "All right, well, you know, next time you think you're having a Braxton Hicks contraction, just sit down, drink some water, and if it doesn't go away or if they keep happening for like an hour, then start timing them." And I was like, "Is this an indication that I'm going to go into labor soon?" And she was like, "Yeah, not necessarily, but you are having contractions. But the baby looks great, and he's doing great through the contractions, which is a great sign." And I was like, "Oh, okay, well." She was like, "All right, see you next week." And I was like, "Maybe." And she was like, "Well, yeah, maybe." I was like, oh my god. I literally didn't feel anything. I was sitting there doing I was doing a literal crossword puzzle on my phone. And baby's just sitting here. He's still kicking around. He is active today, let me tell you. All I've done today is go to the doctor or like go to the hospital. That's kind of like my Wednesday routine these days. So I'm gonna go home and probably have some, oh my god, he is moving like nuts right now. You good, buddy? Well, I kind of parked far away, so it was like a good like 5-minute walk from the hospital to my car. So, I think he dropped a little bit too, because not that I have a lot of pelvic pressure, but it's just that he's been up. And then today, all of a sudden, it feels like he's a little bit lower, not totally down. And like the front part of my pelvis hurts a little bit more. Oh, look, Mario was calling me because I was texting him about this. Anyway, I forget what I was saying. I just talked to Mario on the phone for a while. But I'm going home to have lunch. That's what I was saying? Yeah, okay.
Actually, I'll just take
Oh my god, I almost just vomited in my mouth.
God, what a handsome couple we make.
Okay.
So, this is interesting. A nice raking 2-shot here.
Well, this is just an easy place for me to put the camera.
Yeah, I'll just creep behind you.
Okay. Beethoven, you are so cute. Look at him in the frame. He's so cute.
He's the foreground.
Beethoven knows that it's his channel. He's just like, I don't understand why it's called Rachel Rambles. Should it be called Beethoven Bumbles? Beethoven.
That's the best you could do. Bumbles.
Beethoven.
Bitches.
Beethoven bitches. You're so cute, buddy. Alright, it's 9 o'clock. We just finished dinner. Oh, it's got late really fast.
Yeah, well, I got home late.
We haven't done our bump date. So, The time is nigh. 38 weeks pregnant. The biggest symptoms to look for at this point aren't pregnancy symptoms, but signs of labor.
We got those?
Yeah. If you experience any big ones, like your water breaking, that hasn't happened, regular or painful contractions, or other signs like vaginal bleeding, you should notify your healthcare provider. Baby will be snuggling in your arms soon. Although the spawn's eyes have color by now, this might not be their final one, as your little one's irises could continue to gain pigment during infancy, causing their eyes to turn a bit darker. That melanin that colors spawn's eyes is actually the exact same color pigment whether they end up with blue, green, or brown eyes. It's just a matter of how much melanin is there. That's interesting.
Not going to be a lot.
Yeah, not with us. That's why so many babies are born with blue eyes. Blue is the color that shows up with the least melanin, and babies that don't start with as much melanin as they end up with. Spawn could also have up to an inch of hair. Although similar to eye color, the hue of their hair could change after they're born.
Yeah, that happened with me. My hair I think I was very blonde as a baby.
You were a blonde baby?
Yeah.
I had no hair. No hair. And then when it came in, it was this color. The spawn could now be over 7 pounds and 19.5 inches tall. So big. The size of a spaghetti squash. Although genetics, the amount of time spent in the womb, and the health of the pregnancy, and their sex make these estimated sizes nothing more than educated guesses at this point. Male babies are generally larger than female babies, although female babies will catch up in height and weight early in childhood. The spawn keeps producing more and more surfactant, the substance that prevents air sacs in the lungs from collapsing. And at this point, all their other organs are functioning on their own. He's a little person in there. Alright, what's new with you? Not much left to do now, but wait. The spawn is almost here. In fact, it could be any day now. At this point, if you start experiencing nausea, blurred vision, severe abdominal pain, or a persistent headache, let your healthcare provider know. This could be a sign of preeclampsia. So far, so good.
All good, yeah.
If you will be returning to work shortly after your baby is born, it's not too early to start thinking about who is going to care for the spawn during the day while you're away. I love calling him the spawn. It's also a good idea to look into when the child... Okay, we're not doing that, so it doesn't matter.
It's a cool dichotomy of talking about putting the spawn in childcare.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah.
It's funny.
Sure.
But no, we're good. We have a lot of time off, so... Alright, well soon he's not going to be the spawn.
He'll be...
Are
we taking guesses? Are we letting the audience...
Feel free to guess. I don't think anybody... I would be shocked if someone guessed it.
Yeah, who would have thought it would have been Millicent?
Millicent. We decided to go with a nice gender-neutral Millicent.
It's coming back. It's on its way.
Well, hey, if we were going to name him Millicent, at least he would have, like, double M initials.
That we are naming. What do you mean, what if?
Oh, right.
Yeah, it's Millicent.
Yeah, usually, for the people who I've told the name to, everyone's like, oh my god, that's so cute. Although I told the name to the nurse, well, she asked the name to the nurse today at the hospital, and she was like, huh. And I was like, what? Don't ask. And then be weird about it. I told my physical therapist, and she was like, oh my god. And I'm like, that's the reaction that, you know,
yeah.
Even if you hate it, that's what you should just do. You should be like, oh my god, that's so cute. Oh my god. Yeah. Huh. Interesting. Do you think people expect us to give him a bee name because our cat's name's supposed to start with bees?
I don't think people really realize that because we call him Tuna.
That is true. During Christmas, when I put the 2 bees on the chandelier, the mantle, someone was like, "Why'd you give Beethoven 2 stockings? Tuna none." And I was like, "No, his name is Tuna is a nickname for his full name, which is Big Tuna."
Right, but also would be not the worst question to ask of you. It's not so outlandish.
I love Tuna.
You would give Beethoven 2 stockings.
I would treat my children equally. No. Look at him.
'Cause you
coming to mommy. Look at him in the camera. He's so cute. Anyway, that's the update. 38 weeks. How do you feel?
I feel like we got 2 weeks left.
You think we do?
No.
Think we early or late?
I mean, for my original guess, it would be late, but I don't know, it seems like indications are maybe a little early.
Yeah. Well, we were both early.
Yeah. Well, I was a little early.
You were, what, 1 or 2 days?
2 days early.
2 days early? I was over a week early. I don't think that has anything to do with anything.
I mean, just like, he really seems like he's trying to get out.
Today, he seems like he's trying to get out. I mean, watch tomorrow, he'll be like quiet as hell and it's going to freak me out in a different way. But today he's very, very very active.
Beethoven is curled up in the tightest ball.
I know. Look at how cute he's being. I'm gonna end the vlog here. Thank you guys so much for watching, and I will see you guys in the next one. Maybe. You know, any day if these vlogs stop, you know what that means. Mwah. Bye.